Are you struggling to create? I just don't have time to be creative, Becky, who is a poet, told me. She is a single mum with health issues, a dependent child, and a job in a city an hour away. She is also a woman of faith, but she is struggling to cope. She wants to live her best life, but knows that this is not it. When we consider our life with all its struggles, it's hard for us to stand back and look at ourselves as a whole. What I am going to show you now are 6 key areas of practice I shared with Becky, showing her how they all connect. I left her with renewed hope that she could move into living to the full, to the max, once again. My hope is that you may do the same. The first area that surprises people, but really everything, and I mean everything else flows from it, is loving intimacy. Now, this is not self-love, but it is allowing ourselves to be loved in intimacy. We were created by a loving God, so we are relational beings to the core. When we think of loving intimacy, our minds may immediately go to our loved ones. It's good, and it does include our relationships with them. But there is that relationship that is even more core to our health than these, and that is with God Himself. We can choose to ignore Him, or we can open ourselves to Him. His love allows that. And what we discover is something truly life-giving. As Jonathan and Melissa Helser put it so beautifully in the lyrics of one of their songs, "The one who knows me best loves me the most." People of faith may experience this when they gather to worship, this loving intimacy. But I reminded Becky of some simple practices we can all do every day on our own that opens us to His love. Experiencing such loving intimacy has been shown to reduce the risk of illness quite radically, for example. As humans, we are designed to receive and to express love. The problem is that most of us do not actively experience and participate in loving intimacy with Abba, our Father, and even with anyone close to us. Some of us have believed the lie that we don't need anybody else, and so we live our lives out in quiet desperation. But if we live in loving intimacy, it is truly generating. It generates such life into all aspects of our lives. So, from loving intimacy, we flow into the next area we can grow within. From being loved by Abba God and loving Him back, we learn who we are, our identity. We discover in that divine relationship our own uniqueness as His child. This is vital for any creative. The systems of this world tend to treat us all the same. We are not all the same. We are each profoundly, astonishingly unique. Once we discover our unique identity, we can explore and express it. I told Becky that there is no one else on the planet like her. There never has been before, and there never will be in the future. And that is true for you, for every one of us on this globe. You can discover the amazing value you bring the world as you. Then, as we discover in that loving intimacy with Abba our unique identity, we will find an inspiration, a revelation of what is our destiny, our creative calling, what that path that is laid before us to make that unique contribution is, whether it be in the arts and media, technology, health and well-being, business, education, community, or in science. It will no longer be entirely a career made up for us by others. Now, a career may be part of our story, but it will no longer be the essence of it. There lies a path and a vision for you to discover that will be unique to you. The fourth area is, of course, our craft, our means of making a contribution and innovation and finding some sort of breakthrough that no one else has made before. In Becky's case, It could be the beauty of her poetry to connect with others' hearts. For someone else, it could be as a knowledge worker and designing websites that everybody in the community finds easy to use. Or it could be dance, or in fine art, or, as in my case, in writing. Whatever your craft is, your first attempts will be bad, but practice and practice and practice your craft so that you can get better and better at it. But wait, Becky could not find the time or energy for her poetry, could she? What then? There is another area that many neglect. It is what I call personal mastery. This is where we establish systems and routines in our lives that help build our physical and emotional health, that help us encourage ourselves, that help us order our private world. Becky, for example, is asked to take on multiple projects at work, which is not unusual, but she knows that she is at her most effective when she can concentrate on one project at a time. When she does this, she finds herself in the flow. Perhaps an aspect of where her personal mastery can grow is in gaining the skill and the courage to say no firmly, but politely and persuasively to those colleagues around her. Finally, there is another skill area that is all too often neglected by creatives. It is this: engaging others with your offering, your contribution, so that they see its value, they take it, and they use it. In this way, our genius creations are mobilized to help others. Often, a great creative work has lain hidden in a studio or in a study somewhere, never to see the light of day. What a waste. Other times, our attempts to promote our work may seem egotistical or proud to us and noise to others. Yet, there are ways we can learn of connecting with those we aim to serve and offering them value. So here we have it, 6 areas of practice that flow into each other and build. Let me ask you, which one do you need to give some attention? Which one in this video is one you know you have neglected? And where have you not made these connections? Now you have this, what some call a value chain, this waterfall of loving value. You can express this and make your life a life less ordinary. You will become what I call a positive outlier, not just the author of your work, but someone who lives it, an uncommon influencer who helps in their own unique way to make this world a better place. We need you to show up with your best self, your best life. For more information, you might like to visit me at patrickmayfield.com, where I explore each of these 6 areas of life practice more deeply and offer resources.